Preparing for associate banker at Chase interview? You've reached Candy Mentor, and this video is for you. We'll walk through 20 key questions you're likely to face. For each question, you'll see a sample answer, followed by the key points to cover. Subscribe, like, and share, and drop a topic request in the comments. Question 1. Why do you want to work as an associate banker at Chase? Chase appeals because it combines a strong national brand with everyday local customer relationships. As an associate banker, I would be close to the client experience, welcoming customers, solving transaction needs, introducing digital tools, and connecting people with bankers when deeper advice is needed. I enjoy roles where accuracy, trust, and communication matter. My goal would be to make each visit easier while helping the branch grow responsibly. While answering, focus on Chase's branch model, customer trust, everyday banking support, digital adoption, and why the associate banker role fits your strengths in service, accuracy, and relationship building. Question 2. Tell me about yourself and why your background fits this associate banker role. I have built my experience around customer service, accuracy, and solving problems under pressure. In my previous roles, I learned to listen first, stay organized, and explain options clearly to different types of customers. I am comfortable with goals, routines, and compliance expectations. What attracts me to this associate banker role is the mix of personal interaction, operational discipline, and growth into broader banking conversations through referrals and relationship building. Make sure to cover your customer-facing experience, attention to detail, comfort with goals, interest in banking, and how your background connects naturally to branch service and operational discipline. Question 3. What do you understand about the day-to-day responsibilities of a Chase associate banker? An associate banker is often the first person shaping the customer's branch experience. I see the role as part service, part operations, and part relationship support. Day-to-day, I would help with transactions, account questions, appointment setting, digital banking education, and identifying when a customer may benefit from a banker conversation. The key is to be accurate and friendly, while following controls, protecting information, and creating opportunities for deeper relationships. In your answer, talk about greeting customers, handling transactions, educating on digital tools, identifying referral opportunities, following controls, and supporting bankers without overstating advisory authority. Question 4. How would you handle an upset customer waiting in line or frustrated about an account issue? First, I would stay calm and let the customer explain the issue without interrupting. People usually de-escalate when they feel heard. Then I would acknowledge the frustration, confirm the facts, and explain what I can do within Chase policy. If the issue requires a banker, manager, or back-office support, I would involve the right person quickly. My goal is to protect the bank while making the customer feel respected and informed. Be sure to mention de-escalation, active listening, empathy, fact-checking, policy-based explanations, involving a manager when needed, and protecting Chase while still making the customer feel respected. Question 5. How would you identify customer needs without sounding pushy or overly sales-focused? I would treat needs discovery as a conversation, not a sales pitch. For example, if a customer mentions traveling, paying fees, saving for a home, or starting a business, I would ask a relevant follow-up question. Then I would connect the need to the right Chase resource, such as a banker appointment, credit card discussion, or savings option. The tone matters: helpful, compliant, and centered on the customer's stated goal. While answering, focus on conversational discovery, listening for life events, asking relevant follow-up questions, making appropriate referrals, and keeping the customer's goal ahead of product pushing. Question 6. How would you encourage a customer to use Chase digital banking tools? Digital tools improve convenience and reduce friction for both customers and the branch. If a customer is open to it, I would demonstrate how to deposit checks, set alerts, transfer money, or monitor activity through the Chase app. I would go step by step and confirm they are comfortable before moving on. Strong digital education builds confidence, lowers repeat transaction traffic, and helps customers manage their money securely between branch visits. In your answer, talk about convenience, security, mobile deposits, alerts, transfers, step-by-step demonstrations, customer confidence, and how digital adoption improves both service quality and branch efficiency. Question 7. What would you do if your cash drawer or transaction totals did not balance? If my drawer did not balance, I would stop and follow the branch procedure immediately. I would recount the cash, review transaction history, check tickets or receipts, and notify the manager, rather than trying to fix it informally. Accuracy and transparency matter more than embarrassment. Cash controls protect customers, coworkers, and the bank. I would document what happened, learn from the root cause, and tighten my process going forward. Make sure to cover immediate escalation, recounting, reviewing transaction records, transparency, documentation, following branch procedures, and why cash controls matter for customers, coworkers, and the bank. Question 8. How would you respond if you notice suspicious activity or a possible fraud red flag? I would not accuse the customer or make assumptions at the counter. I would follow Chase procedures, verify identity, look for red flags, and escalate to the appropriate manager or fraud team when something seems unusual. Customer privacy and bank security both matter. If a transaction cannot proceed, I would explain it professionally in policy-based language. The key is staying calm, documenting accurately, and never bypassing controls for speed or convenience. Be sure to mention not accusing the customer, verifying identity, watching for red flags, escalating properly, maintaining confidentiality, documenting accurately, and never bypassing controls for convenience. Question 9. How do you balance fast service with accuracy in a busy branch? In branch banking, speed is valuable only if accuracy and controls are preserved. I would keep my process consistent. Verify the customer, confirm the request, complete the transaction carefully, and recap next steps. During busy periods, I would communicate wait times and stay composed rather than rushing. A smooth experience means customers feel served quickly, but the transaction is also correct, compliant, and properly documented. While answering, focus on consistent routines, customer verification, clear communication, avoiding rushed errors, managing wait expectations, and preserving compliance, even when branch traffic is high. Question 10. What does customer confidentiality mean in a Chase branch environment? Banking depends on trust, so confidentiality is non-negotiable. I would verify identity before discussing account information, avoid sharing details in public areas, lock screens, secure documents, and follow Chase policies around customer data. If a family member or unauthorized person asked for information, I would politely decline and explain that I can only speak with authorized parties. Protecting privacy is part of protecting the customer relationship. In your answer, talk about identity verification, private account information, screen and document security, authorized parties only, professional boundaries, and why confidentiality directly affects trust and regulatory compliance. Question 11. When would you refer a customer to a Chase banker instead of handling the conversation yourself? I would listen for moments that signal a broader financial need. If a customer asks about saving for college, building credit, borrowing, investing, or managing business cash flow, I would not try to overstep my role. I would explain that a Chase banker can provide a more complete conversation and offer to schedule time. A good referral should feel helpful, timely, and based on the customer's needs, not a quota. Make sure to cover listening for broader needs, recognizing limits of your role, referring for credit, savings, business, investing, or complex account conversations, and making referrals feel helpful. Question 12. What would you do during a rush when several customers need help at once? I would start by staying visible and organized, because customers read the energy of the branch. I would handle quick transactions efficiently, direct customers to digital or ATM options when appropriate, and identify anyone needing a banker or manager. Communication is key. Acknowledge people waiting and set expectations. I would also coordinate with teammates so work is shared and no customer feels ignored during busy periods. Be sure to mention staying composed, greeting customers, triaging needs, directing simple requests to digital or ATM options, coordinating with teammates, and communicating realistic wait times. Question 13. How do you stay motivated when you have customer experience, referral, or digital adoption goals? I am motivated by goals when they are tied to customer value and clear behaviors. I would track what is expected, such as customer experience, referrals, digital engagement, and operational accuracy. Then I would build daily habits around those metrics. Ask better questions, follow up, and learn from strong teammates. I would never sacrifice compliance or trust for a number. Sustainable performance comes from doing the right things consistently. While answering, focus on goal discipline, daily habits, customer-centered selling, tracking performance, learning from teammates, and never sacrificing compliance or trust just to meet a number. Question 14. Tell me about a time you made a mistake at work. How did you handle it? If I made a mistake, I would own it quickly and escalate through the proper channel. I would not hide it, guess, or hope it disappears. For example, if I gave incomplete information or processed something incorrectly, I would inform my manager, correct the customer impact where possible, and document what happened. Afterward, I would identify the process gap and adjust my checklist so the same issue does not repeat. In your answer, use a clear situation, take ownership, explain escalation and correction, show what you learned, and avoid blaming others or minimizing the impact. Question 15. How do you build trust with customers in a short branch interaction? Trust is built in small moments. Greeting customers warmly, listening carefully, giving accurate information, and following through. In a bank, customers are discussing money, identity, and sometimes stressful life events, so reliability matters. I would be transparent about what I can do, avoid guessing, and bring in the right expert when needed. Over time, consistent professionalism turns a routine branch visit into a stronger banking relationship. Make sure to cover warm greetings, listening, accurate answers, follow-through, transparency, involving the right expert, and recognizing that banking conversations often involve sensitive financial stress. Question 16. Describe how you would handle a disagreement with a teammate in the branch. If a teammate and I disagreed, I would first focus on the customer and the process, not personalities. I would ask for their view, explain mine, and check policy or involve a manager if needed. In a branch, teamwork affects wait times, controls, and morale. I would rather resolve the issue directly and respectfully than let tension build. The best outcome is consistent service for the customer. Be sure to mention professionalism, focusing on the customer, listening to the teammate's view, checking policy, involving a manager when necessary, and preserving branch morale. Question 17. A customer is angry about a fee and demands that you remove it. What would you do? I would empathize first, because fees can feel personal when a customer is frustrated. Then I would review the account, explain what caused the fee in clear language, and check what options are available under Chase policy. If a waiver or exception is not available, I would still help the customer understand how to avoid the issue going forward, such as alerts, balance monitoring, or account structure. While answering, focus on empathy, account review, clear explanation of the fee, checking available options under policy, avoiding unauthorized promises, and offering prevention tools like alerts. Question 18. How would you discuss a Chase credit card or account option ethically with a customer? I would position products only after understanding the customer's situation. For a credit card, I might ask about spending patterns, travel, rewards, credit-building goals, and whether they pay balances in full. Then I would explain benefits and key considerations clearly, including fees or rates where relevant, and refer to the banker when appropriate. Ethical selling means the customer understands the value, the obligations, and why the product fits. In your answer, talk about needs-based conversation, spending behavior, rewards, fees, rates, suitability, clear explanations, appropriate banker referral, and ensuring the customer understands obligations. Question 19. What would you do if you recognized a friend or neighbor as a Chase customer? If I recognized a friend, neighbor, or local business owner, I would treat them exactly like any other customer. I would verify identity, protect their information, and avoid discussing their banking outside the branch. Familiarity cannot lower standards. If the situation felt sensitive, I would ask a manager for guidance. Professional boundaries are important because one careless comment can damage customer trust and create regulatory risk. Make sure to cover treating them like any other customer, verifying identity, protecting information, avoiding outside discussion, maintaining professional boundaries, and asking a manager if sensitive issues arise. Question 20. Where do you see yourself growing after succeeding as an associate banker? I see this role as a strong foundation in retail banking because it teaches customer behavior, operations, controls, and relationship building. In the near term, I want to become highly reliable on the platform, support the branch team, and consistently improve customer experience. Over time, I would like to grow into a broader banker role where I can have deeper financial conversations while still carrying the same service and compliance mindset. Be sure to mention learning the platform first, becoming reliable in operations and service, supporting the branch team, developing banking knowledge, and growing into broader relationship responsibilities over time. If you are still with us, congratulations. You are much ahead of the rest and serious about preparing for your interview. We hope we were able to add value to your preparation and create some helpful content. Do not forget to like and share this video. Your small act can do great things for us.